1, 2. We recording? I'm cancerous. So when I did, you wouldn't want to answer this. If you responded back with a battle rap, you wrote for cannabis. I strangled you to death and I choked you again. And break your fucking legs to your bones, poke to your skin. You beef with me, I'ma even the score equally. Take you on Jerry Springer and beat your ass legally. I get blunted off a funny homegrown. Cause when I smoke out, I hit the trees harder than Sonny Bono. Oh no! So if I said I never did drugs, that would mean I lie and get fucked more than the president does. Hillary Clinton tried to slap me and call me a pervert. I ripped the fucking top out, better serve her. My nerves hurt, and lately I'm on edge. Grab Vanilla Ice and rip out his blonde red. Every girl I ever went out with is gone dead. Follow me and do exactly what the song says. Smoke weed, take pills, drive out of school, kill people and drink, jump behind the wheel, niggas are still legal. I'm dumb enough to walk in the store and steal. I'm dumb enough to ask for a date, but on the hill. Some people don't see that I'm fighting, ignoring skills. Cause I stand out like a green hat, but I'm orange bills. But I don't get pissed, y'all don't even see through the mist. How the fuck can I be white? I don't even exist. I get a clean shave, bathe, go to a rave, die from an overdose, and dig myself up out of my grave. My middle finger won't go down, how do I wave? And this is how I'm supposed to teach kids how to behave. Now follow me and do exactly what you see. Don't you wanna grow up to be just like me? I slap women in each room's an OD. Now don't you wanna grow up to be just like me? Me and Marcus Allen went over to see Nicole when we heard a knock at the door. Must have been Ron Gold. Jump behind the door, put the orgy on hold, kill them both and smear blood on a white Bronco. My mind won't work if my spine don't jerk. I slap Garth Brooks out of his rhinestone shirt. I'm not a player, it's just the ill rhyme thing. Little spray of aerosol can up the ozone layer. My rap style's force. I'm running out the roar. Put your dead grams to the score. Just throwing on your board. Jumping and sticking on cartoon with a cake horn. And beat up phone horn, leg horn with leg horn. I'm about to storm in a storm in the vein. With the form in the train, the premature birth of a storm in its name. Mother, are you there? I love you. I never mentioned that you walk with the heavy that's jumping. The sword beats straight in my brain, and I just have a big change when the chainsaw and I'm in pain. I take you either beside, either I'm high or I'm done. But you ain't telling this room, you should remind. So when you see your mom with a mouth that's sharp to the rap, and it's driving it's obvious I got it on with. When I'm done, this over shit is over with. I bought cases, came home and they knocked over with. Don't you wanna grow up to be just like me? I've been with 10 women who got HIV. Now don't you wanna grow up to be just like me? I've got genital warts and burns when I need. Don't you wanna grow up to be just like me? I tie a hole around my penis and jump from trees. Don't you wanna grow up to be just like me?
DJ MC Launchbox.
DJ MC Launchbox, DJ MC Launchbox, C Launchbox, DJ MC Launchbox, C Launchbox, DJ MC Launchbox,
DJ MC Launchbox.
DJ MC Launchbox, C Launchbox.
For 2 long years, my head hurt bad, so the doctor checked me and he shook his head. He said, I'm sorry to tell you, but your body's outlived your brain. He said, I know this doctor in New York, son, and he'll fix you right up with a brand new one. So the head doctor met me when I stepped down off of the train. He said, we had this bank robber killed last night. His body's shot, but his brain's all right. I'll give you a transplant, boy, and you'll be okay. I got my new brain in and I was feeling great. I went right back to Nashville with no headache, but something strange happened when I walked in the bank one day. I said, stick 'em up, everybody, I'm robbing this place. Drop all of your money in my guitar case. Don't nobody move and don't nobody reach for that door. A lady said, why, you're Johnny Cash. I said, no, ma'am, I'm the Manhattan Flash, and I am the best bank robber in New York. Now, the other night, Roy Acuff called me. He said, John, I'd like for you to do the opera. So I went out on the stage, but I couldn't sing. I got into half a verse if I walked the line, and something snapped in this head of mine. I yelled, stick 'em up, give me your money, your watches and rings. Well, I called New York and talked to that brain quack. I said, Doc, I've got to have my whole brain back. He said, I'm sorry there, Mr. Cash, but I can't do that. He said, I put your brain in a chicken last Monday. He's singing your songs and making lots of money. And I got him signed to a 10-year recording contract. Now, friends, if you see me walking down the street, remember what you see ain't necessarily me. And if I try to hold you up, don't pay me no mind. But when you got $10 that you can blow, you ought to catch that Johnny Chicken show. He's doing fairs and concert dates all up and down the line. I said, stick 'em up, everybody, I'm robbing this place. Drop all of your money in my guitar case. Don't nobody move and don't nobody reach for that door. A lady said, why, you're Johnny Cash. I said, no, ma'am, I'm the Manhattan Flash, and I am the best bank robber in New York. Well, I don't pay any income tax. You don't pay tax on money you steal. You ought to catch that Johnny Chicken show. Chicken in black.
Louis Theroux, Duke and Jones, jiggle jiggle. My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure. It makes me want to dribble dribble. You know, riding in my Fiat, you really have to see it. 6'2" in a compact, no slack. And luckily the seats go back. I got a knack to relax in my mind, sipping some red wine. Shepherd's Bush, compact push, Notting Hill Gate, my Fiat skate with a crate of Cabernet, but not today. Because I gotta drive, I wanna stay alive. Not cause it's illicit, do I have to get explicit? As a matter of fact, I sip on the yacht with Pig and Reese, 200 diamonds in their piece. I'm trying to get mine, so I can shine. Jiggle, jiggle, I like to see you wiggle, wiggle. Jiggle, jiggle, I like to see you wiggle, wiggle. My money don't jiggle, jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle, wiggle. For sure, it makes me want to dribble, dribble. You know, riding in my Fiat. You really have to see it. 6'2" in a compact, no slack. And luckily the seats go back. I got a knack to relax in my mind, sipping some red wine. I think that went really well, don't you? I enjoyed it. Nice being in the booth. So, unless you have anything else, that's a wrap. My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure. It makes me want to dribble dribble. You know, riding in my Fiat. You really have to see it. 6'2" in a compact, no slack. And luckily the seats go back. I got a knack to relax in the mind, sipping some red wine, back, sipping back, mine, sipping back, mine, baby, sipping back, sipping back, mine. Sipping red dribble, compact, beats black and back, black, two, compact, beats, beats, black, beats, black, knack, beats, compact, and two, beats, compact, and black, and beats, compact, and beats, compact, and beats, compact, and black, and luckily the seats go back.
Yo, man, I know what you're thinking, right? But I ain't one of them vanilla ice fools, man. I know what's the deal, you know. I know what's up. That's.
I don't want Timmy to come over. I don't like him.
Why?
'Cause he's weird.
Am I weird? Am I weird? Am I everything you fear? Am I the voice in the void, in the space between your ears? Am I leading you to hell? While you're wishing well, am I bolting you to heaven with a hypnagogic spell? Can you smell it on my breath? Is it the whispering of death, or the slumbering aroma of the cousin of a coma. Lie up on the sofa, relax and let your lids rest. Look into the nothing to see traces of the infinite. I am the bird boy with busted wing, singing on the sidewalk, hiding from the night hawks. I am the blood pudding, you are the golden spoon. We are conjoined corollaries in a throbbing womb.
Kinda weird.
Am I weird? Am I wild? Am I free? Am I you? Are you me? Must you shut your eyes to see? Is the treetop cradle faded to the weather? Is the fortified foundations a trivial endeavor? Hush, my darling, don't fuss, my angel. What's an anaconda? What is it to be strangled? Death is only practice, resistance is madness. Every ladder step is an exercise in sadness. Lay up on the mattress, aren't you feeling listless? Give your lungs a rest, exhale that breath. It stirs the dust particles, sparkling in the blackness, landing in the eyes of the baby in the basket. Merrily, merrily drifting downstream, awaiting tragedy or charity. It all is but a dream.
Take these broken wings and learn to fly again. Learn to live so free. When we hear the voices sing, the book of love will open up and let us in. Take these broken wings. Baby, think tonight we can take what was wrong and make it right. Baby, it's all I know, that you're half of the flesh and blood makes me whole. Need you so take these broken wings and learn to fly again, learn to live so free. When we hear the voices sing, the book of love will open up and then I see it. Take these broken wings, you got to learn to fly, learn to live, love so free. And when we hear the voices sing, the book of love will open up and let us in, yeah, yeah. Let us in. Let us in.
Hey, where are you from, ma'am? Where are you from?
Io sono from Italia. Viva Italia, per favore, via la luce, mezzo male, mamma mia, da maledare. Ciacinca, buah. Figlia mia da fantasia, mamma mia, se faccio tu.
I can't understand her. I think she might be French.
I think she might be French. How are you guys?
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the RO7 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. My two children, Eli and Emma,
or as we like to call them,
Louise. Lord, I pray you bless the drivers and use them tonight. May they put on a performance worthy of this great track. In Jesus' name, boogity, 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 amen.
Yep. Always bow your head and close your eyes unless you're on the toilet. Yeah, you did it, Satan. This is how cults work. We convince you. I'm convinced we're a cult now. Someone, like a real one, because someone told me that when you pray every time, that makes you a cult. It's actually not the money or the trafficking or even the message. It's just simply praying, which sounds like a horrible juice. How are you guys doing? How's everyone doing? Thank you to those of you who were on the X Spaces earlier. I've gotten some messages saying that was fun. I enjoyed it too. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I somehow hopped into an X Spaces that AJ has been frequenting just to see what you guys are doing. A couple of you guys have been in there. You sent me emails, you think? Ooh, I have to, dude, I got so many emails because I used my account to sign up for some online tools to test them to see if they're going to be in the OSINT cheat sheet next month. And oh my fucking God, the amount of spam and newsletters and all the shit that ends up coming at you is crazy. I had 120 new emails after I signed up for 2 tools. So I went back and I checked the user agreements, which I usually do before I test them, but I was just downloading them. I hadn't even officially signed up yet. I gave it my email, but I hadn't even created a password. So there's one of them that is off the list. Absolutely off the list. Yeah. I'm booting it because it sends you too much shit. And it was for a really interesting AI too. And I kind of wanted to, you know what? Let me just talk to you about it. We're going to do a discussion up early. Let's just do a discussion before we continue. Okay. Because this is a real weird situation. And yes, I still have allergies. Ugh, it's so bad. And Mookie's is sneezing like crazy. Ugh. It keeps going from really hot outside to really cold. And when the weather changes, we're just all fucked. Okay. Tell me if at any point when I'm telling you the story, we're going to do a story time. It'll take me about 10 minutes probably because it's a doozy. But at any point in this story, if you recognize something that I'm saying, if you go, oh, I've heard of this actually, I want you to put a 1 in the chat because I'm very curious how many people have heard of this. But give me a moment to get it going and then you'll see what I mean. So, and X Spaces, by the way, Laura, it's just like a thing where it's like a YouTube live, but it's just audio. And anyone on X can listen or they can take part in it and they can, pop in and talk to. And it's pretty cool. There is a little moderation issue where people can all talk over each other, but it doesn't really like cancel other people out. So it's kind of like an episode of It's Always Sunny. Everyone's yelling, but you can join in with just total strangers. And let me turn my phone down. I forgot to do that. And just meet new people. Now, when I tuned into that one, I knew right away just because AJ was involved, but also just some of the accounts I saw, was like some of them like wrestling, and it looks like they're talking Barstool sports stuff, which I don't know a lot of, but I do know a couple things. And I find those people very entertaining and interesting. But I also recognized early on this is like a troll group. These people use a lot of foul, crazy language. They're shocking and they like to be edgy. So it's like, okay, I know how to deal with these types of people. It's like you're performing at the mothership. I get it. And so I hopped in there and it was just fun. A lot of them are really fun. Some of them have mom issues, I think, but it's fine. Most boys do, especially when they're like 50 and they're still acting like boys. But a lot of them are very, very funny. And I found it very entertaining, especially some of their screen names and their pictures make me laugh. So anyway, I was just hanging out with some ferals and it was fun. But then I came here because I was like, man, I have so much to show you and tell you about. But one of the things I want to talk to you about, this is a story time, is I really want to cover the story, but I don't want to upset anyone, obviously. I can't breathe. I don't want to upset anyone, but it's very controversial, I think. And I'll just tell you what it is. So there's an exhibit in Vegas, and when we were there, we saw it. We didn't go in and see the exhibit, but we saw it on display outside, where it's like, come on in for 20 or 40 bucks, however much, come on in and see this really cool museum exhibit going on here in Las Vegas. I think it's Bally's. It was like, and we were walking between the Lux Hotel and MGM Grand, and we saw like a bunch of different things where it's like you can come in and see this one called like Meow Wolf, and then you could go in and you could see Blue Man Group, which was a show, and then there was this exhibit called Real Bodies, I think. Let me look at the exact name because I don't want to get it confused, because apparently there are quite a few different ones. And I am freezing. This is excellent. I should have done this on my phone because I have too many tabs open. Okay, it was called Real Bodies, and it was at Bally's in Las Vegas. And the whole thing, or maybe it was at the Lux. They were moving it. Either way, it's Bally's Real Bodies exhibit, and it is it's a display of human bodies that are preserved, and they're in various stages of decomp, or they're already, a lot of them are already decomped, but they're formaldehyded. They're like preserved bodies, and they're full skeletons. Some still have the muscular structure on them. So yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, Satan? It's very scientific. It's like for people who are really interested in anatomy. Now, I don't know where parts of my body are, so I should have gone in. But it's also, you kind of have to have, I think, a strong stomach, because yeah, you can see the muscles, the ligaments, the bones. You can see one person was like lobotomized, and you can see half their brain. One person in particular is a person who's kind of squatting down, and they have a partial bit of their brain removed, and they're real bodies, but they are preserved dead people. And yeah, and they toured around the country before, and they were in Phoenix. They were here in Austin at one point. They were in San Antonio. They're preserved with plastination. Yeah, that's what it's called. And it's very interesting because they kind of preserve like the color of, like, the brain looks like a normal colored brain. It looks like pinkish, like Krang and shit. And the muscles and the bones all look a lot like you would see in an anatomy book. So there are various different cadavers, if you will. And it's different than the cadaver museum, which is specifically parts of bodies too. But in this one, we'll just say, for the sake of keeping it easy, the cadavers. They if you donate, that's interesting you say that, Laura, because that's part of what we're going to talk about. If you donate your body to science, you might just end up like that. Well, hear me out. And yeah, the circulatory and nervous systems are incredible. And they do have, like, you can see every vein on some of them. Some of these are so well preserved. It is remarkable. Just looking at the pictures was insane. But there were various different, I guess, tours and exhibits like this. But this was a one of a kind. And the company that provided the bodies, okay, let's start there. They are ran by a scientist. His name starts with a D. If we talk about it, we'll get deeper into it, but it's either a D or a B. But I was reading about it, and it is basically a group, a collective of scientists and researchers out of China. And when asked where they got their bodies from, they said that the bodies were given over to them by the Chinese government. Basically, the Chinese government handed them these bodies, and they're suspected they were supposed to be bodies that were cleared to be donated for science, right? Well, there was a huge controversy. This guy, like, had to testify, and there were lawsuits, and there was a big investigation into it, because they were saying this scientist who got these bodies donated on behalf of this specific, like, group or lab organization, and then gave it off to this exhibit to allow them to show it for the sake of science, that some of the bodies he got were actually Chinese prisoners, some of whom were tortured, some of whom were from labor camps and stuff like that. and some of whom did not consent. And according to other people, especially activists, said like these people were murdered. But no one disputes that these bodies, at least not until recently, no one disputes that these bodies all came from China, and they were literally given over by the Chinese government to this guy. That's not the issue. The issue is the Chinese government, when they got these bodies, are these bodies people that were from a Chinese torture camp? Are these people, who are these people? And so in the investigation, they found out that these are unidentified bodies that the Chinese government had for a long time. And they were like, what do we do with them? No one's identifying these, but no one's come forward and said, this is my family, or I claim this body. So here in the US, if there's an unclaimed or unidentified body, what happens to it? It goes to the state, and it's up to them to kind of promote it, try to find out who is going to take this body. It usually falls into the hands of like a cold case officer, or perhaps somebody who works in missing and unidentified persons. A lot of times it goes to NamUs. A profile is created, and that is for the missing and unidentified. So they get put in a database of sorts, or NamUs, that database, and then it kind of comes under the state comes upon the state to find out, who's going to claim this body. And eventually over time, you're going to have bodies piling up. So what do? In some places it depends. Like there's some states where I don't really know the legalities here in Texas, but I know that there have been states who perhaps preserve part of it, and then to make room will incinerate, or it will go to a morgue and sit there as long as possible. And then, they'll put it in, I guess, a grave somewhere. There's a lot of unmarked graves in various states where they're constantly identifying not just bodies, but cadavers, but usually it gets preserved somewhere as evidence, right? Well, in China, apparently, when they can't find someone's identification or someone to, take possession of a body, then it belongs to the government. So what they do is they will donate some of those to this medical lab, who then gave them over to the bodies exhibit, which is how Bally's ended up with them. Okay. So here's the controversy. Here's what I am thinking I want to cover, because it popped up on my Facebook. A woman, I'm not going to say her name, but she is a mother whose son was, I guess, murdered in 2012 or something like that. He was, either way, he died. And she claims that someone stole the body. Like they haven't found his body, or someone gave away his body. And she said, "Oh, hi, honey. Oh, he just woke up. Hold on. I'm going to take you out a second." So she claims, come here. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? No, he doesn't. She basically claims that she was walking through this exhibit and she saw one of the bodies, which I believe is the brain, was the name of the exhibit, and said, "Oh, that's my dead son. They stole his body for human trafficking and put him on display, and I know it's him because look at it." And that's the proof she has, is look at it. It just looks like him. Now, it's pretty obvious, I think, that it is a Chinese man, but she insists that it is her son from here in America, to the point where there are entire Facebook pages, threads, and just entire forums dedicated to her getting the word out, and people saying that looks just like him. And that's it. Like, that's the receipts. And yeah, she agreed, Laura. The problem is, like, she is like trying to put pressure on them to answer for this, and they just won't even acknowledge it, because it's like, come on. So I thought, well, because she doesn't listen to reason, it seems like, or, and a lot of people really agree with her. And I'm like, well, why are there thousands and thousands of people who are like, she needs who agree with this? Like, is there something I'm missing? Did he go missing in China? Like, what happened here? And a lot of it seems very conspiracy theory centric. But I start looking into it, and I'm like, this cadaver is so well preserved that they have on display, and there's such great pictures. Maybe let's run it through an AI facial reconstruction app and see if it actually does look like his son. Now, obviously, Parabon or somewhere like that is going to have the technology where they can actually do that with DNA and be accurate 100%, or at least damn close to it. And AIs aren't really crucial or the best in mining data, but when it comes to facial reconstruction, they've actually done fucking wonders, and that's part of Parabon's technology. And some of the shittiest apps really do come up with some of the best renditions that we've seen, especially in a lot of various forums. And there's a ton of YouTube videos of people showing, the before and after. And then once a body is found, like, do you see how close this AI came? And I think it's just so fascinating. So anyways, that's how I ended up with the app, testing this app that came back with a ton of spam. So I'm going to leave that one off the list. But it was basically running pictures of this cadaver through it to see, does this actually come out looking, like her son? And no, they all look like an old Chinese guy. So it's just very interesting. Yeah, they do work amazingly, and there's a lot of them. And that's another thing is, when I say the shitty ones, I'm not saying shitty because of the product, like the output, Gay Jeff's product. No, I'm saying it because of the functionality, the amount of spam, how many times you can use it, how the rendering actually arrives to you, whether you have to purchase it. Like, there's like a lot of different things that go into whether or not this is going on the cheat sheet, because I don't want to put something on there that's trash or that's going to cost you $1 million. Now, we do have a section where it's like, these are paid tools and apps you can use that kind of are worth it. But is this one worth it? Not so much. But I ended up stumbling on this entire story again because I'd seen it before, and I just wrote it off as like, this is a grieving mother. I feel bad for her, but it just seems like she just doesn't, want to come to terms with reality. That was just my opinion. I'm sorry if it hurts anyone's feelings. It just seems like that. But what surprised me this time was, I thought, hey, let's go back and find that cadaver and run it through and just see, like, maybe it could support her or something. Or maybe it could disprove it and help her, by seeing some actual results that might change her mind. But the problem is, these scientists, they're like, we have a chain of custody for this body that goes back like 30 years. There's no fucking way. Like, so it's already disproven. But I do think seeing the reality of, like, I don't even want to say reality because it's a rendition, but seeing something that can kind of show you, hey, this, a lot of bones and muscular structures might look like your son. But that doesn't mean that when you actually do the facial recognition, it is your son, Does that go to a larger database? In a way, yeah. Like, hold on, honey. It's like 23andMe, how they kind of merge with others. They cross promote and stuff. And kind of like White Pages and all those people finders. You are going to get some that dab back and forth. But, a lot of them, all they're doing is they're putting in the most common facial structure types that are similar to a certain class of people or group of people or ethnicity or culture that came here. Like, for example, okay, here's a perfect example. In Texas, there's a huge Polish and Czech population that came here in the early 1900s, right? And so what they might do is they might put this population data into their database to consider, so that if you happen to be looking for someone in a specific region, it's going to push that onto you, which is going to be like, fucking fruit fly, like a bigger forehead, higher cheekbones, like to match a specific area's most common facial features. So it's stuff like that. No. Well, so that's the thing, is reconstruction and recognition go hand in hand, right? It's biometrics of the face. So what I'm saying is you're basically backwards engineering. Okay, so you're backwards engineering a recognition. So would there likely be someone with these features in this area, for example? Well, that depends. If there is facial recognition at an airport that picks up like 90% of people who come through this airport, you know what I mean? Or who exit this airport, let's say that they're going elsewhere. You know, they have this particular facial feature. Depending on the company that is funding the app, they might give you data from an airport, but others might give you data from historical documents. And all that data actually goes into not just the prediction, if you will, of the face, but if there's a location feature, then it's going to give you like, this would be the most obvious based on the data you've given us to reconstruct. Then you have the ones where it can say, okay, on this cheekbone for a female, you would have 2 to 3 centimeters of fat right here, and it would place it there, right? So recognition software and shit like that, it can also look at your bone structure. If you have a shadow here, it's going to say high cheekbone, like not say, but program into it high cheekbones. You've got, and it also depends on the biometric points. If you've got one with 27 points or 13 points, it's kind of like you're looking at a bigger pixel versus a smaller. So the smaller, i.e. the more biometric facial recognition points on a person, the more specific the results you're going to get. So I think the better apps, the paid for apps, have more biometric facial recognition points in it to sift through and to consider, but also they're going to require more data, like area location, skin tone. Is this person tall? Are they short? If you have a photo and you're trying to say anywhere on the internet, I want to see where this person is, it's also going to depend on who do they have relationships with? Who are they allowed to pull from? Are they just pulling from public documents? Are they pulling from mugshots? Are they pulling from everywhere? If it's more places, it's going to be more expensive, basically. But yeah, that's why a lot of people think that paying a lot more money for it is going to get you better results. Sometimes it will, because they put more into the app, which is why they're charging you for it. But anyway, what do you guys think about that? Should we dive into that situation and just see, like, should we explore this, or are we going to trust the Chinese scientists? It's really what it comes down to. Are we going to trust Vegas? Are we going to trust that chain of custody? Oh yeah, private stuff, like there's contractors just like in prisons, like how there's private prisons, but they can sell inmate data. They can literally sell statistics, but they can also do deals with specific companies to get like a Cisco is going to make all the lunch for this jail, Pizza Hut, like shit like that. It's the same with the internet. You know, 23andMe had contracts with who? Ancestry, but not GEDmatch. And then it was GEDmatch. Like, it's more like baseball or like sports, right? Different people can buy into different shit, but in the end, the players or the actual people whose data is getting stolen, they don't get to make any money. It's like college basketball. Just kidding. Anyway, it is very Minority Report-ish. It really just depends, you know? Like Amazon right now has a whole deal called One Medical that's basically your healthcare. They reserve the right to not only sell that data, but to use that data to market products to you on the Amazon shopping platform. So think about that. If you have diabetes, you're going to get more advertisements from your Amazon Prime for diabetic kits and shit. Fucking fruit flies. Again, every year. Okay. Anyway, what do you think of that? Sound off in the comments. I'm going to let this play so I can take Hugin out to poop. I'll be right back.
Get on the woof. I ain't never seen a hoop gun get on the woof. I ain't never seen a hoop gun get on the woof. I ain't never seen a hoop gun get on the woof. Hogan ain't seen on the roof. Let me see the hoop gun get on the roof. I ain't never seen a hoop gun get on the roof. I ain't never seen a hoop gun get on the roof. Hogan ain't get on the roof. I ain't never seen a hoop gun get on the roof. I ain't never seen a hoop gun get on the roof. I ain't never seen a hoop gun get on the roof. I ain't never seen a hoop gun get on the roof. Let me see a hoop gun get on the roof. I ain't never seen a Mac out bird watching no beat. Piggyback, get on the roof. Brian, Albert, get on the roof. Meatball Marcus, he ain't get on the roof. Let me see an old judge, get on the roof. I ain't never seen Jim McKay spit out a tooth. Paula Keith ain't climbing on the roof. He's in the bathroom trying to boof. How you do it like a selfie? Damn, he got no shame, truth. Climbing on the roof. I ain't never seen Coffin Dapper get on the roof. I ain't never seen Grant Tellis get on the roof. Oh shit, Auntie Bay get on the roof. Oh shit, Higgins get on the roof. I ain't never seen Colin get on the roof. I ain't never seen Tristan get on the roof. None of those cops telling the truth.
I'm gonna get locked up. She done made macaroni cups. I can't fuck with that shit, no luck. I don't want no macaroni and no cup. She talking about that's ham. No, the fuck it's not. Ma'am, no, that's not no ham. That's some fucking cheese in a pot. That's a glizzy. Hey, I'm not. Baby, listen here. I don't want none of that. I can't fuck with that. Them just collars, no greens. Where is the fuck is the steam? You need to do that shit. Do it real quick. Do it mean. Throw that shit in the trash. That shit look like it came out your ass. I can't fuck with no grape salad. Anybody that make grape salad need to go to jail, need to go to hell, need to be sitting down damn near in the cell talking about a peanut butter jelly motherfucking pie. Bitch need the motherfucking bitch got motherfucking pineapples and cheese. Call Lord G's.
9-year-old Tokyo pimp Brian Albert Jr. is back with an all-new hotspot that answers the question.
Well?
This place, the Waterfall Bar and Grill, has everything. Geeks, Sherpas, a Jamaican nurse wearing a shower cap.
Bukkake. PB and jelly sandwiches.
Sneezing.
Energy forces.
A Russian man on a prepaid cell phone. The guys with afros. And look over there in the corner. Is that Mick Jagger? An albino that looks like Susan Powder. Germs. Germs? German Smurfs. Of course. And just when you think the fun is over, knock, knock, who's there? It's Black George Washington. And anyone can get in. There's no password. At the door, just do the Cosby face.
The Cosby face?
Yeah. If you want fun, then listen to this. Nightlife designer Tranny Griffith is back with an all-new club that answers a question.
This is funny, Ms. Reed?
And inside, it's just sick. Ice sculptures, winos, you'll see twinks, gypsies, puppets in disguise, a Teddy Ruxpin wearing mascara, human squatty potties. It's that thing of when you sit on the toilet. Giant 300-pound baby, and he spins records with his little ravioli hands. Based on the novel Push by Sapphire. If that's not enough for you, you can hit the dance floor with a human fanny pack. Inspired by true events. If you're well-to-do and you just gotta hunt humans. No. If you're looking to just get murdered. If you're drunk and handsome, doing cheap coke off your laundry card. If you're Irish or just white and violent, I know just the place for you. Built in the upside-down world, the Spy Curious Beach Party is the creation of Brian Albert Jr. This place has everything. Charts, graphs, PowerPoint. A guy who still thinks Jamba Juice is good for you. You want culture, and you want it now. I've got the place for you. This hate speech haven is a creation of decorated dudes. Located in back out front, but in front of Asian House. As you walk in, you'll be handed a glass of champagne. Or is it piss? This place is gonna have everything. Ghosts, ghouls, goblins.
Little grab ass.
My son. A woman with nowhere to turn. A wise old turtle. And you'll have your own When Harry Met Sally moment when you share a special kiss with Gizblo, the coked up gremlin. They've got a special display of Jewish fireworks.
What are Jewish fireworks?
For the kids, there's a special workshop where you can build a bear, but not the kind you think.
It's like a bear hug or something.
So come by this weekend and check out a VIP section filled with turtlenecks.
Oh, sorry, do you mean turtlenecks?
No. Turtlenecks, it's a thing when like fat guys have a beard, but only on their chin roll.
But, Stefan, for people who want culture, like regular culture, like theater, where can they go?
For that, try blindfolded theater group Shakespeare in the Dark. This year, they're performing the Scottish play.
Macbeth?
No, Jackbeth.
Okay.
And don't worry about security, because it's guarded by an army of hobo cops.
Yo, Marcus, are you having trouble sleeping? Marcus?
I have upset the interdimensional timeline.
You what?
This is an issue.
Okay, I'm not able to sleep because of all the noise going on outside. I don't know what the hell these guys are doing
I
out there.
like this television.
Okay.
television. It's not really.
And we're back. We're back to Marcus. Perfect. Laura, your star, it shines so bright, my love. A little extra money so you can buy some ostrich jerky? Ostrich jerky. Emu? Okay, I'll try it. I think he can have that. I don't know if he ever has. Fruit flies are my mortal enemy as well. I hate them. It happens all the time, and I've tried everything to get rid of them. There's a little vinegar apple that you put like dish soap in that helped, but I need to get another one. Anyway, interdimensional timeline in 2008, Laura. Oh no. Have you been listening to the Black Eyed Peas? Laura, this is for you. This is for you when I take you to court for the super
Your
chat.
Honor, defer. Miss Janice.
Judge Athens.
Your Honor, this is so unfair. Your Honor, I think I want to appeal. Your Honor. Your Honor, stop. This is propaganda. Your Honor, this is fake. Don't believe what they say.
Don't believe what they say, even if they say Shaq can't fly. I mean, come the fuck on. Shaq flies, dude. He can fly. Shaq, I was saying this in that Spaces earlier. Shaq should have been used in this Venezuela operation. They could have floated him over, put the dictator on him, and floated him back. No bombs had to. Currently being noted. Oh, there we go. There he is. There's our little guy. Okay. 5 Crazy Cats on TikTok. We've got old Winston. You guys really liked him. Tonight, by the way, we're doing sillies again. Why? Because Epstein drops are not hilarious. They are a bummer. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm ungovernable, just like Mudang. Okay. Yes, there are watermarks all over it because I'm not going to pay for Mudang content. I'm stealing it for free. Okay. You guys really liked Winston. So in between spooky, scary, sad, perverted, ew, give me the ickies, Epstein drops. Epstein, who gives a fuck? He's a perv. In between that, we're going to check out things like Winston. Tonight, we've got a little while longer. I have pulled for you some of my favorite things from X, so you don't have to join it. Fuck Elon. I'll show you the best content on X. You don't have to worry about that. I'm thinking of making this a segment where it's like the next bus, but it's the X bus. Okay? And I'll just pull all the good stuff off X so you don't have to join it. And then I'll show it to you on here, and we'll do that in between sad as fuck Epstein drops, okay? Oh, no. I'm allergic to pain meds. So specifically because they make me barf, okay? Winston would not redact anything. He tells it like it is. Look at that sweater. Exactly. Exactly. Fuzzy. Fuzzy, you just got to focus on something, hon. You got to hold your breath and focus on some shit. Okay? Focus on Winston. He looks like Richard Belzer. Remember Richard Belzer? Hulk Hogan choked him out? That was fun.
Winston. Oh, you look so cute in your turtleneck. Winston. Are you honking? Oh, you're such a good boy. Is there snow out there, Winston? Oh. Good thing you're nice and warm in here.
Winston is the leader of Denmark, and he's like, we're not selling. Tell that orange son of a bitch we're not selling.
Got your heated seat on?
Yes, it's heated.
Yeah.
I'm not selling, Mom. No.
Such a good boy.
Yeah, he knows. Yeah, he
Yes,
knows.
You are.
I have
so good in your turtle.
I have a reusable Trader Joe's bag, and I'm not scared to use it. Winston got his entire head broken off, and he said, leave it. It'll grow back. It'll grow back. Ginger Biscuits. That sounds like a good stripper name. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like a really good stripper name. Yeah, she reposted it. That's my favorite. I get sent a lot of shit that I'm like, dude, I fucking posted that. I too am allergic to pain meds, which made my first C-section fun. Should have got the B section. I cried when the deli people put my Snapple bottle. Remember the Snapple lady? What's her fucking deal? I bet she's Mossad. No one ever talks about the Snapple lady and what she's up to. What do you think she's up to, Winston?
Mac. You look so good, Winston.
He does. He looks very good. Look at that little tail. Long ass fucking tail. Winston, damn.
Tired?
Yeah, he's very tired. Winston's like, yes, I will sleep standing up.
Ready for a nap?
Yeah, he's ready. Yeah.
You are?
Yeah. I love him so much. Okay, so there's more content to show you. It's not just Winston. What do I mean just Winston? He's perfect. Oh, I did find a cool sweater with Lindsey Graham. I'll just show you. Lindsey Graham on it. It says gay for war. I find that fun. Now, this is the ultimate. Had to show you. Let's start over. So this is the year Melissa is currently living in. So I picked this out for you. This is actually from TikTok, or no, from Instagram. You know, if you think you can get guns, if you think kids can get guns in their pants, and that's the scary part of school, you seem to forget the amount of PS1s, okay, that they can get in there too. Like, this is my goal for all of us. The goal, absolutely, Jinko Biloba, dude. My goal for all of us is to get to his level, get on this level, match his freak. You feel me? Look at his freak. Can you match it? If the answer is no, we need to fix that. Shout out to Air Dolphin 777 for being the status quo. If you are living your life and it's nothing like this, ask yourself, what are you doing wrong? Maybe the first thing you're doing wrong is not having a handheld boombox from 2004. Maybe the next thing you're doing wrong is not skating everywhere on roller blades, okay? Maybe you're forgetting your Jinkos. Maybe you don't have any flame shirts. Step one, get the flame shirt. That's going to change your life so much. So, you know, Air Dolphin 77, what is Trigeminal neuralgia. What? Is that neuropathy? I have no neuropathy whatsoever. Severe nerve twinges on the left side of the face. You could be watching too many trials. Or YouTube. If you watch too much YouTube, if you read too much X, you will get twitches in your face. Have you told them how much X you've been viewing, Fuzzy Lou? Because that really determines a lot. Okay, that determines pretty much all of it. Let's keep going. We're gay for war now. That one was disrespectful. Now, this is very funny to me. This is very funny to me since I found out who Nick Fuentes was. This is very funny to me, and I love that. These are polite dogs. These are polite pit bulls. Let's go ahead. You see that? He's doing a high five. This could be us, okay? This is a sweet little baby inside of a bookstore, it seems. Let's go ahead and see what's up. As you can tell by the scratches on the glass, this is a frequent customer, okay?
It's a big boy. Who is that big boy?
That's me also fist pounding Donna Barkley and Sassy. Almost forgot. My bad, ladies. They shot me out. Hey, y'all shot me out a dono after the last live when it already ended. So I'd like to say thank you to those ladies. And this is me. I am the dog in the window. And I'm giving you ladies a fist bump. Okay, well, sometimes the internet goes to shit. I don't know what happened. It went to shit when we were in the middle of Pitbull rankings, which I don't appreciate. I did log on to my hotspot, so we'll see how this goes. Sorry about that, everyone. Thanks for sticking through the travesty with me. We now have, what a great place to get fucked up on, though. This dog clearly took out my internet. Look at these glasses.
Give me down, Zimmer. All right. Good girl.
Nice. Get all lined up. What a good boy.
Is that nice?
You're welcome.
Thank you, Rocky.
Tell him, say, I need you to put the cat down. Please. Ask him nicely.
Oh.
Get sexy, Cokes.
Get sexy.
Get sexy.
Yep.
Ooh, yes.
Damn. Oh, shit.
You cannot be serious right now. Girl.
She sounds
you're
serious.
gonna bring me the bully. Okay.
Oh.
Shake.
Oh. Oh my
Whole
God.
time.
That is the sweetest little baby. Look at that smile on that little baby.
This bitch ass want to listen.
Oh, how could you say no? Sometimes
What?
Hugin looks at me like this and I'm like, take my money. What do you want? Take it. It's yours.
Hell, you look so damn happy.
Why you look so happy? You're so cute. Oh, did you just bark? What did you bark at? He's pissed. I'm looking at another dog. Honey, I'm just saying the doggy looks happy. Don't get pissed. He's pissed. He's like, stop fawning. Stop fawning. Okay. Oh, come on. He's hungry. Hugin does this too. He does all these things except give paw. He refuses to give paw. He only gives it to certain people. I'm not one of them. He's a misogynist. Okay. I do have a very important video that I think everyone needs to see. You know, this tripped me out. We've talked a lot about the Grizzlies. Hold on. Okay, let's pause it. So you guys know how we covered the Grizzly family drama. Okay, and how Savannah got Todd pardoned even though he was having the time of his life in prison. You know, some people call it prison. Some people call it Todd's big gay paradise. He fucking seemed to thrive. He loved it. He's like, I had a friend named Smokey and he was wonderful. And I used to watch him do push-ups every day. Like Todd seemed to be thriving. And Savannah couldn't have that. So she said, get my dad out of there, Mr. President. And then she dated a guy whose wife tried to murder him. And it was all over Nancy Grace. Remember? Yeah, Todd's big gay Vietnam. That's what we're going to call it. His time in jail. And that was all over tax fraud because apparently, allegedly, the rumor had it that their ex money manager, didn't they have a fling? And then he's like, if you don't tell Julie, I'm going to tell the IRS and the SEC that you've stolen money. Right? That was the rumor. And then Todd's like, no, what had happened was this motherfucker was taking money and now he's throwing me under the bus. And who knows who's lying? Okay. He's like, oh, the prosecutor fucking loved that judge. And then the judge is like, I don't fucking love anything or anyone. Okay. So Trump pardoned him or whatever, got him out of there. He said, get Todd Grizzly out of there. Are you crazy? He donates money to me. And so then Savannah, as a thank you to Mr. President, was like, I am going to just become insufferable and only talk about you and how great you are. He started doing that. She started going to Mar-a-Lago a lot. Okay. And her and the guy whose wife tried to murder him in the Caribbean or wherever it was, Barbados. I don't remember. It was like a TikTok thing. It was a whole fucking thing. It was a mess. It was on law and crime. It was too much. So her and this true crime adjacent potential victim, they quit banging, and then she ends up spending a lot of time in Mar-a-Lago, just going to Florida all the time, constantly. And now we have a theory being brought forth. And normally I don't like shit like this, but this isn't normal times we're living in. Okay. We're living in a time when our government's trying to take Greenland. And I don't know why. We're just trying to steal fucking frozen islands from fucking out of nowhere. You know, they did steal an oil tanker from Russia. We're probably going to be at war soon. World War we, because it's our fault. We shouldn't have let them do this. But, you know, hard times. And so now, because of our behavior and what we've allowed to happen, they've taken Savannah Chrisley and they have done experiments on her. And this is alleged. But why the fuck does this I'm not gonna lie, I see the pattern. Okay. I don't know what it means. I'm not saying there's MK Ultra in the water. Okay. I'm not saying Todd's big gay Vietnam set off some sort of ripple effect that now we're starting to notice a change in the populace of women who choose to engage with a threshold of hell known as the Trump administration. But all I'm saying is I see the pattern. It is weird. And why are they all doing this to their face? I agree. I'm not judging. The FBI made me gay. That's the shirt. We're not going to say mage. We're going to put it at what I think you intended. And that's going to be the shirt. That actually will be our next merch. It will be our next merch. Okay. That's happening. And then that's going to be the other shirt. So you can get the FBI made me gay and the FBI really did make me gay. Those are going to be our 2 next merch drops. Okay. Yeah, they couldn't have it, even though he said that he wanted to wear Savannah's crown and he would win the beauty contest. Even though Grayson repeatedly had to tell him, Dad, it's not a fucking belt, it's a title. Which you'd think a man from the South would know. When the second they tried to tell Nanny Faye no gambling, that's when I said, you know what? They've taken Todd and they've done something to him. Okay. Tell me all the doozies. The MKK, wash my brain away. Okay, let's go.
In another episode of the MAGA Effect, this is Savannah Chrisley. For reference, here's another picture.
So I'm not trying. Okay, look, I am criticizing. Could this woman put any less effort into talking? Like, can you open up your mouth and be a little louder? Like, you're just mumbling about this possible, potentially serious government.
In another episode of the MAGA Effect, this is Savannah Chrisley. For reference, here's another picture. Here's another picture of Savannah Chrisley. Now let's see what happens when the MAGA Effect.
Dear God.
And here is Savannah Chrisley.
Now, you see, like, not trying to be rude, but for real, they did it to all of them. All of them. It's really nuts. It's really nuts. What's the one that broke up with Donald Trump? She's a prosecutor from San Francisco. What was her fucking name? Who remembers? I know Laura will know it. The prosecutor from San Francisco who was going to marry or did marry Donald Trump Jr. I don't remember his hookup. She was a news lady and she was in a weird case with giant mastiffs that murdered a couple in a hotel and she made it go away. Fuck, what was her name? I know Laura's going to know. Someone's going to know. San Francisco prosecutor banged DJT. What's her fucking name? No, not Brooke Jenkins. How many bitches did he bang? That's God damn it. You do know. Oh, what was her name? DJT Jr. Was it LA? No. Still haven't seen her name. DJ. Yeah, it was King Corso dogs. Those King Corso. And they like mangled people in this building she lived in, right? Or this couple lived in. Kimberly Gargoyle, Kimberly Guilfoyle. Thank you, Julie, for fuck's sake. I knew someone would know. Kimberly Guilfoyle. Dude, it is wild. Why am I on Yahoo? Why does it do this? I mean, this woman used to be gorgeous, just like the guy. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm being full-blown judgmental now. Let's look at this shit. Share this tab instead. Yeah, Kimberly Guilfoyle had a weird thing when she was prosecuting this couple. They had King Corsos in this building. They weren't supposed to have them in. Dude, we will look into that. That's actually on a list of mine. of shit I used to. There's actually a couple of San Francisco things we need to look at. There was some weird shit going on there with some murders that all seem to be in the same area. Yeah, this chick and the chick who married Jeff Bezos, they got affected. Here it is. Look at that. Before MAGA, after MAGA, dude. What is going on here? What is going on here? Yeah. Isn't he the one who wasn't he in a building and wait, there were two of them. One of them, the guy's in a building and his assistant like got rid of his body or something. There, Benny went to a party. Benny who? Yeah, this is like, why is this happening? Yep, that guy. That was your boyfriend? Holy shit. Yeah, we're definitely going to look at that. Yeah, these are real. This is MAGA effect. This happened. Look, let's do this. I kept her name spelled wrong. Guilfoyle and the Cane Corsos. Did I spell that right? It's King Corso, isn't it? Wait. Not images. Yeah, here it is. Dog of Death, horrific killing of Diane Whipple. This is so fucked up. And there's the best article I want to say is like Vanity Fair. Is it this one? The new dog book. Oh, yeah, she did a dog book. She's so crazy. Here, look, we'll read this. We've talked about this before. Diane Alexis Whipple was an American lacrosse player and college coach. She was killed in a dog attack in San Francisco on January 26, 2001. The dogs involved were two Presa Canarios. That's what they are. Look at these dogs. They're fucking huge. Oh my God. I thought they were bigger. Anyway, belonging to Paul Schneider, a high-ranking member of the Aryan Brotherhood, serving 3 life sentences in prison. So he was a guy who like was actually a leader of the Aryan Brotherhood at the time in the specific prison that he was in. And he had these dogs. And I believe they were going to get killed or something. And then somebody bought them. It was a whole situation. And it ended up in the hands of this woman. The dogs were looked after by Schneider's attorneys, Robert Knoll and Marjorie Knoller. So he had these dogs. They were looked after by this couple. And they were kept in an apartment building. A husband and wife who lived in the same apartment building as Whipple. So this woman lived in the apartment building with those two who acquired the dogs. Okay. And they acquired the dogs because they were representing this dude. But they also, I believe, secured ownership of the dogs so that they wouldn't get taken or something. And it involved a financial transaction. After the fatal attack, the state brought criminal charge. Oh, yeah. Okay. The dogs were looked after by the attorneys, a husband and wife who lived in the same building as Whipple. After the fatal attack, the state brought criminal charge. So it leaves out the attack. So basically, she came home one day or some shit, and these dogs were loose. And they attacked her in the apartment hallway or something and killed her. So, like, that's pretty crazy. After the fatal attack, the state brought criminal charges against the attorneys. Knoll was not present during the attack, was convicted of manslaughter. Knoller, who was present, was charged with implied malice, second-degree murder, and convicted by the jury. Knoller's murder. And I believe she complained about the dogs or something. And they were like, yo, fuck you. And they were very aggressive and kind of ignored her. And then they couldn't control the dogs. Yeah, it was so sad. So Kimberly Guilfoyle was involved in prosecuting them for the dogs. But there's a weird connection thing, which is how I even found out about the case. And it had to do with Guilfoyle ended up like supporting or helping to get out this guy. Or like talking positive. She, in some way, she did something to like help this guy later, who was like a leader of the Aryan Brotherhood. And here's another thing. So she's dating Donald Trump Jr. at the time when people are talking about this again. So it's like 20 years later and people are like, oh my God, remember that story? Prosecutor Kimberly, went after this person and I guess like in the trial, like she could have talked shit about this Aryan Brotherhood guy, but she didn't. And a lot of people were very critical of that. And what was really weird is that there was some connection to the dogs that had to do with this guy and like some breeder. It was fucking nuts. There were so many offshoot stories with this. But the thing that was really crazy was that she starts banging Donald Trump Jr. like years later, right? So he used to date a woman who was gonna be his wife or some shit, or maybe it was his wife, like they got married briefly. I don't remember. It might have been his ex-wife. But either way, he's with this bitch and she is cheating on him the whole time with the leader of the Latin Kings, who was her high school boyfriend. So Donald Trump Jr.'s, I believe, ex-wife or ex-girlfriend was the leader of the Latin Kings. And he ends up like from jail courting her again. And he was going to get out. And he was just like, I'm going to get out. I'm going to fuck you. Like, we're going to go back together. And she would just talk about how she missed him and he ruled. And like, this was at the time, like President Trump was the president. So basically we had a person who was 1 degree from the president, who controlled a lot in the government, even though she was not qualified to, was handed a lot of keys, according to Melania and me's Stephanie Winston Wolkoff in her book. Just had very close ties to federal government and the president himself, who was like, I'm gonna go pop my pussy for that Latin King I used to fuck in high school. And that was kind of a problem, right? Like, it's like, oh shit. And it's just weird because then he ends up with Kimberly Guilfoyle, who like has ties to this Aryan Brotherhood leader who she prosecuted through a whole separate set of circumstances. And it's like, it feels like Donald Trump Jr. was literally gangbanging. Like, he was going around banging every gang's top lady. It just feels weird. Like, if he wants to be the remote king in jail, he could just say something. But anyway, MAGA effect. Why? Why is it? Do you think that they're all being recommended to go to the same face person? Like, we're going to fuck your face up? This is another thing that I found that I thought was really cool. I know that I play you guys remixes, and I know that some of you guys think they're weird, but some of you guys like them. And I found a new remix on X that I would hate for you to miss out on. So I had to show this to you. Here, check this out. This is really going to brighten your night.
Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. From the gang called niggas with attitudes. When I'm called off, I got a sawed off. Squeeze the trigger and your body's all hard off. You 2 point if you fuck with me. The police are gonna have to come and get me off your ass. That's how I'm going out. For the punk motherfuckers that's showing out. Niggas for the mumble, they wanna rumble. Mix a man, cook them in a pot like gumbo. Going off on the motherfucker like that. With a gat, that's pointed at your ass. So give it up smooth. Ain't no telling when I'm down for a jack move.
Like, why does it work so good? It fucking slaps. I told you, I love juggalos. I love circus music. I hate clowns. I'm very conflicted. This is fun. It's NWA with the weird circus music. Steven, take your earmuffs off, brother. Listen to this shit.
Here's a murder rap to keep you dancing. With a crime record like Charles Manson. AK-47 is a tool. Don't make me act a motherfucking fool. Me and you can go toe to toe, no fake. I'm knocking niggas out the box daily. Yo, weekly, monthly, and yearly. Until them dumb motherfuckers see clearly that I'm down with the capital CBT. Boy, you can't fuck with me. So when I'm in your neighborhood, you better duck. Cause Ice Cube is crazy as fuck. As I leave, believe I'm starving. But when I come back, boy, I'm coming straight out of top.
It is kind of funny seeing Anaheim on the map. Like, Anaheim goes hard. It's like, Anaheim's not that scary. Like, it's not. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen the hoods of Anaheim. I remember one time we were watching this whole history of hip hop, which was really good. And they were talking about DJ Screw. And then they go to like this tiny town in Corpus called, I want to say it was Alice. And I've been through there. It's shit, you know? But there was this one guy and he's like cooking beets in his yard. And he was like, he was talking about, he was like, people don't understand. There's a hood in Alice. It's just like there's 3 houses. What are you talking about? There's 3 houses and a Dairy Queen. There's what? And it just made me giggle. Made me think this Anaheim situation. Maybe I'm wrong. It just reminded me of the mean streets of Denver. Anaheim. Anyway, that slaps. I really like it. Good job, everyone. Good job to whoever made that. Okay. This shit, I think this is the British people's version of Jessica Simpson. For those of you who didn't have your head up your ass in the early 2000s, you recall when 98 Degrees and Jessica Simpson had that moment where she's like, chicken of the sea. It's got chicken in it. And he's like, you stupid fucking bitch. That's tuna. And it was just like, oh my God, look at this dumb bitch. Now, let me tell you something. I actually waited on Jessica Ashley, Papa Simpson, and Pete Wentz, who was very short, very tight pants, and the rumors are true. You think I didn't pecker check? I did. Okay, I was in my 20s. And I was working at a place called the Schmeek Factory. And these hoes come in. Let me tell you something. Papa Simpson does not tip. He's a fucking asshole. Ashley was drinking while pregnant, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. And we didn't know. We found out reading the tabloids. So that sucked. Luckily, I did not serve those drinks. But Pete Wentz, adorable. And Jessica, after her dad didn't tip for shit, came back in and gave us massive tips, took pictures with everyone, smelled beautiful, and was the sweetest lady on earth. So I'll forever defend her. There must be chicken in that tuna because she is a goddamn angel.
Do you know, it's, if it had like ham in it, it's closer.
No.
It's closer to a British carbonara.
Oh no!
It is.
Oh,
no, that's true.
Oh well, that's, I'm glad you're standing there.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. You know what? You know. You know what? You know, it doesn't make any sense what you said. It's a different recipe. It's got nothing to do with macaroni cheese.
This, I forgot about this clip, and when I saw it again, I could not stop laughing, dude. And if my grandmother had a wheel, she'd be a bike. This is fucking amazing. Amazing. Shut up. Tell me all your stories. Tell me your celebrity stories. I was working at Red Lobster at the time. LL Cool J came in. Oh my God. He's in one of my favorite, funny, the best written scene in comedy history, aside from Who Jackie. The whole Who Jackie bit, which I'm not going to get into again, but that was incredible on Roseanne. But it's LL Cool J and what's his fucking name on 30 Rock? The Page? Jack? No, that's Baldwin. The Page, the one who talks like this from Kentucky. Holy fuck, it's him and LL Cool J. And he says, I got your nose, Mr. Cool J. Like he takes his nose. And then LL Cool J tells the dude, go get my nose back. That's one of the fucking funniest things I've ever seen. God damn it. I love LL Cool J. Who can also, I will still sing Ashley. Was he nice? Was he great? Is it Thomas the Tank? Is that what that is? Oh, love it. Kenneth. Yes. He's like, go get my nose back. Kenneth took his nose, right? Someone took his nose. He might have even told Kenneth, go get my nose back. But either way, the go get my nose back part is so funny to me. He said it so seriously. He's like, go get my nose back. It's so good. Nate, how dare you? How dare you? Oh my God. And if I had wheels, I'd be a fucking bike. I just love that. So fucking rude. So rude. Okay. Mr. Pig. Here we go. I feel like this is a plant, but it is something that I used
Absolutely
to
not.
dabble in. Okay. I used to dabble in this. I'm pretty sure this is just like, I mean, this can't be real. Well, I used to listen to Trucker CB radio, which you could actually tune into on Broadcastify at times. And you could also go on Facebook. There's all these different CB radio and Trucker radio groups. And there used to be forums where you could just do them directly from a website. Now, a lot of them are shut down. And there were some that were specifically dedicated to finding missing people, which was fascinating. It was true crime truckers, and you could just hear them rant. There's some where you can just hear them rant on different frequencies near you, so you can hear what all the truckers are talking about. And I used to love listening to that. There's also a maritime one, and it's people who like are at sea, and they record a bunch of the banter on the radios and rebroadcast it. I would like to put some of these on the OSINT cheat sheet because they are very funny and they are a weird indulgence, but I like it. Anyway, I've listened to them go off about some shit. Usually it's about beating someone's ass at a truck stop, or how, like, you know, this one truck stop keeps overcharging and under allowing time for showers. Like, I guess they have to pay to use the showers at some of them or something. And they're like, they cut me off, or you know what I mean? They turned off the hot water, shit like that. So there's a lot of interesting stuff. Some of them will talk about how weird a specific weight station is. A lot of them will ask each other questions, making fun of each other's wives' pussies. And some of them will just shoot the shit. And it's very fascinating. Someone's been posting these. I've seen a couple of them pop up in my algorithm, probably because I went back to look for these forums again recently.
Wait, you don't believe?
And this person goes on a rant that is so stupid about walking on the moon. And it just makes me laugh. So I was like, I'm going to show it to you guys so you can see. Is it planted? Is this like... I do wonder if he's the one talking, because it just sounds like he's the one talking and arguing with the other truckers. So I think this is first person. But also, I'm very obsessed with the amount of gauges and the buttons. And I've spent ample time trying to zoom in and identify this dashboard, this make and model of truck. This is the OSINT you need. Does it sound amazing? If you guys want some more nosy, interpersonal, peer-to-peer type of shit, I can do that too. That's going to be that'll be the next drop. It's going to be Epstein stuff that's extra, because we're putting it under every video anyway. And then it's going to be peer-to-peer tab. That's what we're going to do, where you can listen in on other people's conversations with them knowing, and it's interesting. We'll include spaces on there, because that's pretty much what that is too. It's like spaces, but everyone's a trucker, and maybe
Wait, you don't believe in the moon landing? Absolutely not. We've been learning about this shit in school for decades. What the fuck do you mean you don't believe in that shit? Are you some type of conspiracy theorist or something? So let me get this straight. You really believe that in 1969, when televisions were still in black and white, and folks were still using rotary fucking phones, and most new cars sold in the United States didn't even have power windows or fucking air conditioning, that we just strapped two cowboys into what was essentially a fucking Coke can with a Chevy small block attached to it, and just launched them motherfuckers out into orbit on nothing more than a hope and a fucking dream, and somehow managed to land that glorified bottle rocket safely on an uncharted lunar surface, where they then got out and played hopscotch for a few hours, and then they got right back inside that motherfucker, and then somehow managed to launch themselves back off the goddamn moon with no infrastructure. And then a few short weeks later, they landed safely back on Earth. You really fucking believe that that happened? Goddamn, you're a gullible son of a bitch.
So obviously I don't agree with this man, but the argument is very funny. And I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing my fucking ass off. I was like, this sounds like some shit. I know, I adore him too. He reminds me of Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. That sounds like some shit most of my friends' dads would say. I really love it. Now, this I just thought was great. I plan on using this on quite a few people in the future. Werner Herzog talking about chicken.
Try to look a chicken in the eye with great intensity, and the intensity of stupidity that is looking back at you is just amazing. By the way, it's very easy to hypnotize a chicken. They're very prone to hypnosis. Try to look a chicken in.
Now, I do plan on keeping this in the rotation for many, many reasons. First, Werner Herzog. Look at him as he is eaten by the bear. The bear does not know anything except that this man is tasty. I love Werner Herzog. This is a man who can take all of his emotions, push them deep down, and deliver a critical analysis of how stupid a chicken is. Also, second reason, we're going to keep this in the rote because he's talking about a big fucking bird and how easy it is to hypnotize that big fucking bird. And Tombstone's knows because she has hypnotized a chicken. Love your new profile picture. Third reason, is that a bunny behind him? Is it dead? Where is he sitting? I have a lot of questions. He has a lot of answers. Let's hear it one more time.
Try to look a chicken in the eye with great intensity, and the intensity of stupidity that is looking back at you is just amazing. By the way, it's very easy to hypnotize a chicken. They're very prone to hypnosis. Try to look a chicken in the eye with.
Very prone to hypnosis gets me every time. Because when you're hypnotizing a chicken, do you tell them when you wake up you'll be a human? You know how they hypnotize people and they say, when you wake up, you're a chicken. We have to be careful because if you're hypnotizing chickens into being humans, they could take over the banks. And then what the fuck are you going to do? What are you going to do when the chicken steals your social security number? What are you going to do when the chicken takes over the presidency? When the chicken does a Maduro? And then we're going to have chicken Maduro, which is not like chicken Madeira. It's different. It's bad. Chicken's on cocaine. Chickens on cocaine. That's all our government is. It's chickens on cocaine. And I think about this a lot. Anyway, this is pretty good. There is an orange shark that has been found off the coast of Costa Rica, which is a very tropical, beautiful place with giant flying bugs. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of feral animals in the woods, but in the water, there's never been an orange shark before in the Tortuguero National Forest or some shit. So let's see what this shark has to say, shall we?
You know, they said I couldn't be a shark. I could never have been a shark, but I proved them wrong. I'm the first shark president of the underwater. I'm the best president of the underwater. I control the fish. The fishes love me. The octopus love me. The mammals, the amphibians love me. The plankton love me. Even the humans love me, you know? Anyone who says otherwise is fake news. You know, Antifa. Anti-bubbles. I'm all about the anti-bubbles. And we don't want any immigrant sea creatures. And you may be asking, what was I doing in Costa Rica? I was making sure they'd build a wall, an underwater wall. I was not involved in any islands.
So, yeah. So, that's pretty cool. That shark doesn't sound unhinged at all. Sounds like, you know, that's reasonable. Anyway, in case you guys missed it, Shaq can levitate. Shaq can levitate. He can levitate.
get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't getting on the roof. Never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't lay on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy grill on the roof. Never seen a big boy grill on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy grill on the roof. Big boy grilling on the roof. Big boy grilling on the roof. Big boy ain't grilling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Big boy ain't climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. How you do it like that? Damn, you got titties on your back. Climbing on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Shit, big boy get loose. Shit, big boy get loose. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. I ain't never, oh shit, and you falling on the roof. I ain't never see a big boy hop on the roof. How you do it like that? Oh shit, you just like a back. Oh shit, you pick up your back. I ain't never see a big boy get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get on the roof. Get your ass out the roof. Get your ass back out the roof. I ain't never see a big boy leap on the roof. Get a big ass out.
Why? Here we go. Now it's catching up. They look like chicken jerky, and Satan suggested ostrich jerky. Oh, the weird human body exhibits? Yeah, I went through and I was looking also at all the different ones, and there have been quite a few. There's the cadaver one, and then there's one called like heads or something. It was just the exploration of human heads. There was one that was like body parts, human body, human brain. But the Bally's one specifically is the one where this woman's like, that's my son. And oh shit. No, I'm not muted. I'm not muted. You guys can hear me, right? I shouldn't be muted. Laura, are you fucking with me? Am I muted? One's in the chat if I'm muted. I'm going to regret this, but let me see if I can. Let me take my hotspot off and see if that works better. Maybe then. Let's see. Oh, I'm trying not to sneeze. I mean, it's still going. Let's see what's going on here. Uh-oh. Let's see if we're still going. Says connected. Looks like the Uncle Bible behind me. You were for a second, but it's fixed now. Okay, good. All right, it seems like it's working. Now we're back on track. And it actually looks better. It's not stalling me. Okay, great. So, I'll show you in a minute. I'll pull up this. I don't want to put her name on blast, though. But I can pull up the picture. I can find it of her son and the exhibit next to each other so you can see what I'm talking about. And if any of you dabbles in AI facial recognition or facial reconstruction software, because what it'll do is if you use facial recognition software, there's pictures of her son all over the internet because of this. So it should pop up a picture of him, right? But not necessarily because his name is included with it in the article, but because it recognizes it and it'll show you the biometrics. If you're using facial reconstruction, it'll reconstruct it to just happen to look like him, right? So if you have anything like that, you can fuck with it. So we need to focus a little more on bird news. You know, we don't talk a lot about bird law because I'm not as familiar with it as others. But I'm very concerned about birds. I'm very concerned about how they're being used in war. Very concerned about drone birds. I'm very concerned about one-footed ones at the HEB that are bouncing towards me, demanding my snacks. I'm very concerned that twice in 1 year, a bird shit on my head on my way into a comedy show. A very spooky woman who has a show called The Dead Files told me on my comedy Twitter that that is good luck. And I said, get a job. I am very concerned about the birds. I believe we're all big fucking birds. And it turns out there's something we didn't know about ourselves that I'd like to spread the word on. This man has discovered something very important that we need to tell other birds. This is probably the greatest thing I've learned in 2026. And it's only been 1 week. And I'd like to share it with you by way of him. What a fantastic human for really digging into the science. Here we go. Get ready to be shocked.
Birds, and now you have to know it too. Birds don't breathe in and out the same way we do. Yeah, that's right.
Oh no. How could it stop there? How could it stop there? Treason. Go back. What the hell is going on?
I just learned something messed up about birds, and now you have to know it too. Birds don't breathe in and out the same way we do. Yeah, that's right.
What the fuck? What the fuck? You know what? I'm going back on the hotspot, you guys. I'm going back on the hotspot.